Now that Update 1 has been released, the dust has settled, and a few of the exploits have been patched. Although not all of them have been patched, and I will still go over them if you'd like to use them. However, I'd recommend getting very used to not using exploits so that when they do get patched, you're not stuck. And there was an exploit with repair kits that allowed you to pick up things from any location, no matter how far. People were using this so that they could sit in stools like you interact with like a bed. They would be very, very far away, interact, and teleport to it. That now has been patched. Thank God, because that is very game breaking. I feel like setting up teleporters is perfectly fine. You should do so. Now, a lot of people have used the daggers to move around the map, which that is still part of the game. If you hold to attack with the daggers, jump at the very end to gain height, and while you're in the air you can cancel by blocking, and if you just repeatedly do that, you can, bunny hop when you hit the ground, and you just chain it over and over. There was an exploit which allowed you to use the special move over and over again. I'll show a clip. That now has been patched, luckily, because that was a little bit too broken. This, I feel like, is fine. Yes, you move a little bit faster than just running, but I don't think it's that game breaking. And it's fun to do, but it may get patched out, and if it does get patched out, hopefully by then we'll be able to have horses to move around the map. That being said, here's some tips that I have found that will either stay with the game for a very long time, or they're going to be very useful to you in early access. When it comes to farming, whenever you till the land, if you come from Minecraft, you're probably used to setting water blocks next to the farmland. Well, in this game, you don't have to do that. All you need to do is water it with a watering can. And if you have fertilizer, you can fertilize the soil as well. I have found that the watering of the soil is perfectly fine. This grows really fast as is. If they slow down the rate of how fast crops grow, then sure, use fertilizer. But right now, for food, until it gets changed, the best thing you can make are just skewers. And you don't really need plants, because you get meat from like everything. So if you just come over here and make a meat skewer, it gives you the health regen boost 2 and health regen 2 instead of 1. And that is going to be far better than if you were to just cook the meat, because it will only give you like this roast vegetable. It will only give you the 1 regen, and instead of stamina boost, it gives you the 1 health boost. With that being said, I would still farm as much as you can so that you can level up your workbench. You can get all of the seeds going. You can stockpile a bunch of stuff so that when we do get more foods, it will be beneficial for you in the future. That way, you can just use the crops that you have for the new foods that will come out. I do want to say, if for whatever reason you are low on meat, if you find green mushrooms and you simply come over to a grassy area and place them down, you will see they grow like crazy. And then you can take these and then when you come over here to make a skewer, any type of mushroom, this is a type of mushroom. These are some of the settings I would recommend you change. If you go to general, change your FOV up so that you can see more. That helps out a lot. Also, showing entity health bars being ticked on, that helps out. And then if you come down to block placement preview, turn that to all. The reason you would want it set to all is anytime you go to place something, you no longer have to rotate the object for you to see this pop up. So now you can simply come up to build and you know exactly what it's going to do. Pressing F7 will allow you to see what the block you're looking at is, and it will give you the coordinates of what block you are at. As you can see, when I'm jumping up and down, it's changing, or if I walk, it will change my coordinates. As well as if you press F7 again, one of the things that a lot of people may not know about is you can get a backpack. You can also upgrade the backpack to have 3 slots. In order to do this, you need to go to the workbench, and then you come all the way to the tinkering tab. You can make the backpack, and then with each upgrade, it'll increase a row. Storm leather, I don't believe is in the game. I could be mistaken, but once we get storm leather, we can have 3 rows. You can do a lot with a lot of different items, like tree sap can be used to burn as fuel, as well as sticks can be used to burn as fuel. Logs can be used as well. And then the salvager's workbench can be used for a lot of different things. If you don't need something, you can get a lot of rubble out of it, like a lot of cobblestone that you may make, or stuff that you find along the way and you're like, I don't want this. Throw it in here and you'll get rubble, and you can repurpose the rubble. Shield bashing actually works with mining right now. Might be a glitch that gets patched in the future. This can be very useful when you want to dig out a big area, however. So keep it in mind. Just put your shield in your offhand, block, and then attack. It takes the power of your pickaxe, so make sure you have your pickaxe in your hands, because if you don't, it'll be much weaker. I've rearranged it so you can see that these are all the ores that are currently in the game that you're going to want to obtain, unless you just want to solely just explore and figure this out on your own, which I highly recommend you do. I would say if you're at that point where you're low on something and you want to farm it, these are going to be the biomes that you want to go to obtain these ores. The desert's going to be best for finding a lot of iron and thorium. You will find some cobalt here, but it's better to go to the winter area, or the volcanic area also has some. But I do find a lot of cobalt in the winter area, as well as you can find adamantite at the winter area and volcanic area. I am very unlucky and have not found caves or on surface that some people talk about. This may be a bug that will be fixed in the future, but as of right now, I will recommend you going to certain outposts that have them and just raiding them and getting them from the chest like I have. When it comes to silver and gold, you're not going to need a whole lot of these, but you will need it for some things. You will find these kind of everywhere. Silver seems to be more frequent in the tundra biome or the winter area, but you can find it in other areas. Gold seems to be found in the volcanic area most commonly, from what I have seen, as well as the desert has some gold as well. But gold is kind of everywhere. A lot of people are struggling to get hides, and if you want to know what the best thing to do for heavy leather, which is probably going to be the most sought out, medium leather, you can just attack wolves and random creatures that you will come across will give you medium leather when you kill them. The heavy will drop from polar bears, regular bears, any kind of bear variant will drop them. as well as yetis in the snow biome will drop them. I have found that if you are early game fighting bears, or if you're struggling fighting bears to get the heavy hide, which, in my opinion, if you just use daggers, you can do the charge attack over and over again, which should be very easy, but if you are struggling with that, there's going to be some ugly creatures that you have come across that I'm not even fully sure what they are. Here they are, these ugly things. Whatever these are called, when you kill them, they will drop 2 heavy hide. Whereas, if you kill bears, I believe they only give you 1. So killing these are much better. So anytime you see them, I slaughter them. But as you can see, whenever you attack random creatures, they're going to give you different types of leather. Just anytime that you see them, attack them so that you can get the leather, you're going to need it. And here is a wolf to show you. When you kill him, he drops the medium armor. He'll give you 2. But yeah, that's basically how you get all leathers. Unfortunately, there's not like a farm per se. You just need to be on the lookout whenever you're on your adventures to attack these creatures so that you can get the different types of hide. You're going to need a lot of them. Make sure when you're in this blue forest looking area that you look into the little ponds. You need these azure kelp, so anytime you see them, pick them up. You're not going to need too terribly much of them, but it doesn't hurt to just grab everyone that you see. I will give another tip. When you're exploring out there, if you ever come across mushroom shells, this one's brown, but they do come in different colors. When you get to certain areas that are not like hilly like this, more so in like the tundra or ice biome areas, they'll look kind of like this, like the marble. And instead of trying to dig your way up, if you just jump and place at your feet, doesn't want to work with me, but you jump so high off of these for some reason. Extremely, extremely useful. No idea why. I guess it's supposed to do that, but who would have thought? It's like a trampoline. So yeah, I want to say I covered most things that you're probably going to have questions on. It's not truly a beginner-friendly guide. If you think I need to make a beginner guide, let me know, and I will start a new playthrough, and I will show what you should do, what you shouldn't do, to kind of help you progress a little bit easier. But, you know, for the most part, just exploring and figuring things out on your own is part of the fun of the game. But, you know, sometimes people may get stuck at things, so let me know if you want a tutorial on anything else. I will be more than happy to do so.